This one's going to be a little bit different. This one's going to be about self reflection. And I'm going to go ahead and express it from my self expression, or the way that I operate, as the best way to say it. I am an INFJ. And as an INFJ, I understand that we are very rare in the form of personality traits. There are several types of Myers-Briggs archetypes that get to explain who you are, and you get to take those tests if you'd like in psychology. But I really do recommend a real one, because there's a lot of profitable ones out there that gives half truths. So just keep an eye out where you're getting that information from. But under my experience as being this character type or archetype, it is a different format of thinking. We are extremely emotional, yes. And because of that, we have a burden of inadvertently feeling other people's emotions. And it just happens like that. And we don't get to control it, it just happens. And in the back of our head, we're still analyzing the different patterns of how things happen. In my perspective, I think very linear. When a program, let's say, is written, it has a beginning and an end, and then nothing pretty much after that. So when a conclusion is driven or given, excuse me, it is a conclusion that everything's good. It's sound. It's foundational. So if I have a friend that I consider a friend, and then when I leave for other reasons, I always have it in the back of my head that this person is a friend. This is where I have to analyze myself now. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to ground yourself to understand how different perspectives could actually be misinterpreted as abandonment. And it's not always the case. True, there are times that they feel like, no, this is too much. I'm just going to take a step back. I already told you what I didn't like, yada, yada, yada. That's different. But when somebody feels like their friend or acquaintance is pretty well grounded, and the repetition has built their reputation as being someone that I could rely on, then when I'm traveling other places, which I used to travel extremely a lot, but when you get to travel to other places, you always look forward to coming back and enjoy that beer with your buddy that you've already had left with good groundings or good terms. This is where I view my own faults. Because in that case, don't get to see the perspective from their point of view on how my actions that are needed elsewhere could affect their form of thinking. You see, INFJs are very solitary, and we love our solitude. Oh, don't get me wrong, I totally understand why. But no, the reason why is because our emotions are just everywhere. Everywhere. Different perspective, different patterns, different analysis. That a day is very, very draining. Just a regular day. The older you get, the more you understand how to conserve it, and the better you become at it, right? So I guess what I'm saying is not everyone thinks like me, which is fine. That's why it's called unique perspectives. Because there's no cookie cutter answer for absolute perspectives of certain groups of people. It's just not possible. We have so much dynamics on our planet nowadays that different motivations can seem similar. But even though they come from total different backgrounds. The way I like to say it is that there's parts here in the United States that we have certain animals called javelinas. They look like warthogs. They're two separate species, but they almost look the same to a person that hasn't seen the difference between the two or is even aware that there's a difference between the two. So different perspectives is key on trying to understand as an infj, which makes it easier. So that's my self-reflection of how I am. Now, the thing about time is it keeps going. So even if at the end of that script, let's say, that there's a beginning and then there's an ending, and that one has a timestamp on it, a lot of time passes and the expectation to pick up where you left off doesn't seem to be the same expectation any longer, because there's so much in today's society, in today's world, that picking up where you left off is starting to become very noticeably not the case. So self-reflection helps a lot for you to understand not only how you perceive the world, but how the world perceives you as well. And if you're somebody like myself that is a linguist that wants clear communication, as a linguist, I have to proactively try to bridge that gap of misinterpretation. And that's the problem when you're dealing with new languages, regardless if it's digital or human interactions. That's something that you have to do self-reflection on to make sure that you have a better sense of understanding on how, not only how you view the world, but how everyone sees you. So I know this one took a little bit longer, but again, the importance of self-reflection. Why do you act the way that you act when time passes? Hope this helps.